Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood. I gazed down one and then the other, asked my father and my mother, Google mapped the road ahead and waited for the answer to load. And while that rainbow pinwheel spun, I asked myself, why not travel both? In this forked up world we're living in, life's not a highway that you cruise down with the windows rolled up and the radio blasting 3 minutes of ads for every Talyor Swiftly in one ear and out the other song. Did Tom Cochrane have it all wrong? Not a highway, with clearly marked exits and bumpy ridges in case you accidentally fall asleep at the wheel and drift off course because you were never really paying attention to the road after all. No. For me, it's never been a highway. And that fork in the road? I looked at it for a while and then, with a wink and a cheeky smile, I picked it up and I threw it in my pack with my Swiss Army knife. Because sometimes I like to let the surreal be real. Carry some duct tape and an imagination and go hop a few fences, bushwhack my own path, get myself lost, and find my way back. Two roads diverged, and so did I. One side went to the stacks, to the ivory tower, to the criticisms of power and all the ways it manifests itself in schools. I sharpened the tools of my intellect, learned to analyze, reflect, and always come correct. Lesson plans and taking stands against classrooms sealed like a pharaoh's tomb against the world of abundance. Outside the concrete playground's chain link fence, young minds restrained in defense of a broken system. I struggled with them. Unsatisfactory, needs improvement, does not meet the requirements of this course. Two roads diverged. And the other side of me picked up a paddle and headed upstream. Like the first people who paddled my country's watery avenues, I drank in the sunsets and camped in the quiet dark. The stillness was moving. Now I've walked some roads, and I've walked them well. Let me make my intentions understood. Every road I've traveled down, I set out to do good. Even if sometimes I walk a little farther than I should, and sometimes these roads I'm on get twisted, dark, and bent, and foggy misted, and with my head full of brains and my shoes full of feet, I consider going down some not-so-good streets. I trip, I stumble, till I find the beat. But-um. It pulses, it echoes off the sides of buildings, it sends a signal to the tide, and it tells me, just keep walking. You'll get somewhere you haven't been before. And so I walk some more, and then one day, across a bamboo clearing, I spot myself. Walking, whistling, taking in the scenery, straight back, steady stride, focused eyes, I move through stands of green shoots. These parallel roads I've been walking on through these yellow woods, what was divergent converges. What was dormant surges. And a vision emerges to my whole self. It's a vision of classrooms that aren't rooms at all, where learning is drawn out, not stuffed in, where students fine-tune their hearing to make sense of a cacophony of voices, and history is an education for the soul, where problems get messy before they get solved. Conflicts are acknowledged, sometimes unresolved, and students understand that our world has evolved where our tools can make distance dissolve and minds revolve, and I resolved to keep walking, keep wandering, keep weaving my way down these many roads, and that has made all the difference.